So Fiona is gone for the weekend, so it's just me, and today's Sunday. I pretty much spent the day at the gym. Last Monday I had surgery to have my gallbladder removed, so I am prohibited from lifting. So I'm just doing the only thing I'm able to do, which is basically light cardio, which I don't think is a bad thing because I've been spending the last few months working up my strength and muscle size and all that. Previously, I guess in previous years, when I've done too much weight loss, I lost the ability to pull my bow back for archery. So it took me a long time to get back to a comfortable draw weight, or the draw weight I needed to be at. And I don't really want to go down that road again where I'm losing too much weight. So on my way up with my strength and my body weight, I've also again gained some belly fat, which I think a lot of people have a problem with, and I think a lot of people always wonder how to get rid of that most effectively. So I've been thinking about that a lot, and basically I think in previous years I had determined walking to be probably one of the most effective ways to get rid of belly fat. The problem with cardio is I've seen it time and time again, both in myself and in other people, where you end up doing something like long distance running and you see some good results. So you keep at it, and what ends up happening is once you lose all your body fat, you end up losing all your muscle too. And in some cases you can't even get rid of that last bit of belly fat because your body's like holding on to it for dear life. I think that's just because of bad planning, or just you're too far into it. And there's a couple of factors at play, I think, there. So I do think people are definitely on to something with like light walking as a means to reduce body fat. The thing I had been thinking about today, one of the things is that we're reading the calories on, say, like a treadmill, and say you burn 100 calories, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to eat 100 calories because that's just going to make it a waste. But I think we have to really separate ourselves or change the way we're thinking of calories. Basically, I think we have to understand that when we're burning 100 calories, our body wants to burn the part of our body that's most unneeded, which would be excess fat. Also, that when we're eating calories, your body wants to put those calories towards something productive, such as muscle or bone density. So there isn't really just this factor of calories in, calories out. I think really the calories going out, the body definitely wants to shed the unuseful part of your body, which is fat. And when you're having new calories come in, your body definitely wants to put those towards useful things like muscle growth and organ health and bone density and all that. So I think it's perfectly fine and actually necessary to be replacing those calories. And they also say that when you're doing like long tracks of cardio, like 40 minutes, an hour or longer, your stress hormones are going up. I think a part of the stress hormone factor is definitely the fact that people aren't eating enough, between cardio sessions. So something, I definitely toyed with today was, I actually did several bouts of cardio today. Starting this morning, I did about 45 minutes on the treadmill, and then I took a break and ate lunch. went to the mall, did another 45 minutes, had a snack, back to the gym, did probably 45 minutes combined on the stair machine and bike, and then I went and had dinner, and then I swung back to the gym and I did about an hour, on the bike. So basically I'm refueling my body as I go along, so my body isn't actually stressed. And I'm kind of relying on the fact that the body hopefully is breaking down fat to fuel these cardio bouts, and when I'm eating, hopefully this is going towards muscle repair, bone density, my organ health, that sort of stuff. So I don't feel bad about eating between these bouts of cardio whatsoever. Also, when we're burning calories, I think we have to understand that a calorie isn't just a calorie. The calorie could be burned fat, or it could be burned muscle, or just burning the food within our stomach. So I think when you have 100 calories burned, you can't really just consider it at face value. How much of that 100 calories was fat? I can tell you pretty much this much, that when you're burning those calories really fast, say like intense cardio, I do know that the percentage of fat being burned is a lot less. Like, honestly, out of that 100 calories, if you're like sprinting or running, maybe 10 to 20 calories of that is actually fat. The rest is going to be food, or if there's no food available, it's probably actually your muscle. That's where like running can actually be a bad thing. And, if you actually look at marathon runners, they're really small and petite. And that's because running definitely burns a lot of muscle. And, that might be your goal, but it might not be your goal. So it really depends on your individual needs. Also, I think if you look at marathon walkers that are walking really fast, that's not normal walking. That's like, they're walking almost as fast as a marathon runner runs. They have very similar results where they are very, very small and petite, and almost all their muscle is burned off. They have like virtually no upper body strength. If you've ever actually heard of marathon walking in the Olympics, I think they discontinued it a couple years ago, but it was definitely a thing. I encourage you to look it up. One thing that I've been like really thinking a lot about is biking. Biking burns very few calories for the amount of time that you're doing it. Probably less than walking, running, and the stair machine. And I don't think that might be such a bad thing, because I think what's happening there is you're burning calories, but just maybe more of those calories are actually being contributed towards fat burning, and less is being contributed towards muscle burning or just the food in your stomach. The other thing we have to think about when we're burning fat is that it's not so much the calories that are being burned. I don't think we should be looking at the calories being burned so much, more than the actual time contributed towards that exercise. I do also know that when you're looking up stuff online, a lot of times they say when you're doing biking or walking or running, they pretty much always say the first 20 minutes is going to be carbs or the food in your stomach. Or I guess if you don't have that stuff ready to go, then it's going to be burning your muscle and probably your organ content and bone density, because the body needs to get the calories from somewhere. So this is also why they say a warm-up is like necessary, because you aren't going to be burning fat until you've been active for 20 minutes doing whatever you're going to be doing. So I do know that, honestly, I think time is more of a factor. And honestly, you probably want to make sure that first 20 minutes is very light, because if you are in fact burning through food or your muscle or other contents of your body, you probably want to make sure the actual calories being required to get through those 20 minutes, you want to make sure that's probably as low as it can be, because, you know, you want your muscle and you want your organs and bone density. You don't want to be burning it away. So yeah. And also, obviously, fat burning is a very slow burning process. So I think just the more time spent doing an activity, biking or walking, and the easier you go, the more fat you're going to be burning. So yeah, that's my thoughts on fat burning. I'm not able to lift anything for, I mean, definitely for a week, but, you know, honestly up to 6 weeks. So I think my weightlifting days are over for a while, you know, at least for another month and a half. I might be stubborn, that's just me, but I think I'm gonna kind of take this time to work on my fat burning in the only way I'm able to, which would be walking and biking, maybe the stair machine, rowing, etc., etc. And as I'm doing these activities, I'm definitely going to be keeping my calories up, because I actually don't want to lose weight. I really, really don't. As a guy, I am around 208 pounds right now, we'll say. And I really don't want to lose weight. I want to lose belly fat, but I would like to maintain a higher weight. As a guy, I can say when I was 150, 160 pounds, you definitely notice differences being out and about and on the streets and the way people treat you. Again, this is from a guy's perspective. And I think, you know, the same can be said in the animal kingdom. You know, no animal is looking to be the smallest of the animals. You know, they always want to be the biggest, healthiest, you know. And, you know, the king of the jungle is a lion, not a cat. So, you know, that's not really my goal, to lose weight. My goal is to be healthier and lose belly fat, and ideally gain more muscle to maintain, like, say, 208, 209, 210 pounds. I think that should be most people's goal, like, not to lose weight, just to be healthier. And on another note, I always like to look towards my observations within nature to kind of drive home a point. White-tailed deer, which is a game animal I hunt, is so lean. There is barely any fat on these animals. And guess what? They are not doing high-intensive cardio on a daily basis. They're not running. They're not doing stair machines. They're, you know, they very rarely run. Like, they'll have to run if there's a coyote in pursuit, or they'll run occasionally in fear of a human, which really isn't too often. Most of their day is spent walking. It's very, very light cardio. But the thing is, they do not stop walking. They're just walking all day long. They're walking slow through the woods and eating. That's what they're doing. They put a lot of miles on every day. I wouldn't be surprised if they do 5 to 10 miles a day or more. So that's what deer are doing. Compare that to like a farmed cow, which I believe pretty much all farmed animals have higher fat content than wild game. And it's not a factor of the species. It's not like a cow has more fat than a deer. It's the environment. In farming, cows are a lot more stationary than deer out in the wild. This is why we get our leaner beef from free-range cows, because those free-range cows are walking more. They're putting in the time. It has nothing to do with the calories being burned. I think we really have to look at time. We don't have to look at, oh, my goal is to burn 100 calories. Because, okay, are you going to burn 100 calories in 5 minutes? Or are you going to burn 100 calories in an hour? 100 calories, I think, really, we just need to throw it away. We don't even have to look at the calories. Like, I know they say, oh, about 2,500 calories and a pound of fat or whatever it is. But I think we really need to let go of that and actually just start looking at the time invested. Because I'm telling you, if you burn 100 calories in 10 minutes, 80% of that is going to be the food in your stomach. And if you have no food in your stomach, it's going to be the muscle off your arm or something to that effect. And that's not going to do you any good, because the less muscle on your body, the more the fat is going to replace that muscle, because you're still going to be the same weight, whatever, you know. It could be 150 pounds of muscle or 150 pounds of fat. The person that's 150 pounds of fat is going to look a lot bigger, but more importantly, it's going to be a lot unhealthier, because especially visceral fat, because that'll wrap around your organs, cause sleep apnea, all of this stuff, you know. But if you take 100 calories and you do it over an hour, that was a slow burn. I'm going to guess 70 or 80 of those calories were basically coming off as fat, not your muscle or food or whatever. So, so those are just my thoughts, and they kind of line up with my limitations right now. So, yeah, I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts, because I am not a fitness instructor. I am not a doctor. I am not really anything. I've just been into fitness for many, many years. I've tried many different things. I've put in the effort to build muscle, but I had fat to go along with it. I've put in the effort to lose fat, but my muscle went with it. So I am just trying to strike a balance where I can potentially lose my fat while maintaining the muscle I've already built. And this seems like, honestly, kind of a good plan to me. Just focusing on time invested. Honestly, did probably about an hour and a half, 2.5, 3 hours worth of cardio. Very, very light cardio today. Everything I did was on like level 1 of the machine. I was not focused on, you know, difficulty whatsoever. Everything was just a row your boat gently down the stream kind of deal today. And I feel great, honestly. I really do. And I just got out of the gym, and I'm going to go eat some more to replace whatever calories I burned. And hopefully those calories are going towards muscles in my legs and arms and all that good stuff. So again, I'd like to hear people's thoughts and opinions. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. And that is my plan for today, and moving forward for a while, just to see. I've never focused on time so much. I've done long distance running, but I feel like long distance running, I'm giving it a lot of effort. And I think by giving it a lot of effort, I believe in the past, I have burned a lot of my muscle away in the long term. And that is not to say I'm not going to do any long distance running. I probably will. But I'm definitely going to try and scale back difficulty and just focus on very easygoing, long-term cardio for probably the next month or two. And just see what the results are. So that's it. Kind of a long video, but that's it. Like and subscribe and comment.